Happy Giving Tuesday, everybody. It's November 29th today. Kind of feels like Friday the 13th sometimes. It's computer's not working. It's super cold, but we are persevering. Is that a word? And we are persevering, and thank you for your patience. Thank you for your support. We are very close to attain 50% of our goal. So please keep donating and send your questions. We are here with 4 amazing teachers of our school. We have Naki from 2nd grade.
Hi there.
Flora from 5th grade.
Hello.
Barak from 9th grade. Hi. And Sally from 12th grade.
Hello.
So we have a wide range of experiences and to take from it. So send us your questions, and while we wait for the questions, I'm going to let them introduce a little bit of their story with the community. Okay, so let's go in which order. Naki first, yay, thank you for volunteering.
Welcome, anytime. Yeah, so I'm Naki volunteer. Should I talk about from like when I first started, none of that? Okay, so I came as a co-worker in 2006. My first house was in Oak Hill. My house mother was Nicole Krutzke, we all know her, wonderful woman. And so from a co-worker, I was a house parent, then a classroom assistant, and then I became a teacher. And now I've been in school for the last, I think since 2014. Time just flies, so I don't know. It seems like a long time ago. I also used to live in the community, and in 2013 or 14 we moved out. We live very close, so I come in every day and get to spend the day with those beautiful people here, and then I also get to go home. Sally?
Me? Oh, I haven't go to
Well, Naki said that Sally goes first.
So I started in 2003, and I started in a classroom working one-on-one with students, and then became classroom assistant, and then started teaching 16 years ago. So this is my 4th class through. I've taken the classes from 9th grade to 12th grade, and yeah, so this is my 4th time through, and I feel very fortunate to have all of those experiences with all of the wonderful students that I've had throughout the years, and top it off with an extraordinary class this year. So, Laura?
So I also came as a coworker in 2016. And my first house was Garden House with Anna Harris. And I became an aide in school, and then I guess a classroom assistant. And 2 years ago, during COVID, I took my first class. And so I've been sort of teaching for 2.5 years. So yeah, hurrah.
I also came as a co-worker in 2015-16 year. Initially, I came just for 6 months because I wanted to experience it, and then I wanted to go back to India. But I love the place so much, so I decided to stay 1 more year and then 1 more year. But after my 2nd year of academy is when I decided that I'm gonna stay here. I was with this teacher, Sarah Dykeman. Some of you might know her. Absolutely wonderful teacher, and she was very inspiring. So that's when I wanted to be in school and be a teacher. Then I was also with IT 2 years back as a co-teacher, and learned a lot from her. And I feel I've been very fortunate enough to work with a lot of different students and a lot of inspiring teachers. So, and last year I took on my own class, 9th grade. This year again I took on 9th grade. Hopefully I'm going to take them till 12th grade.
Well, I want to say thank you all so much for being here and for sharing a little bit of your story. And I think it's always nice to see how people usually come here for some reason or for a short amount of time, and then end up falling in love with this place and staying and staying and staying. Can you tell us a little bit if you can remember a little bit of your beginning, very, very beginning, very first year, what was your impression? I know that some a little bit longer, but
Oh, well, so my first year, I had just finished school. I wasn't young, but I had just finished a long time getting a degree, and I just thought, oh, let me just get a little experience with students with special needs. Wasn't really what I had gone to school for. I mean, I went for psychology. I saw myself working more with students that had behavioral problems and emotional problems. So, but I came here just for experience, and from the minute I walked in the door, I was pretty much, that was it. Camphill had my heart and my devotion. And so, yeah, that's pretty much how it started one place and ended up here for 20 years. So, yeah.
you remember your first year?
Yeah, so I remember, so I was 18 or 19 and I didn't really know my plan. So we found this organization who found Camphill and said, oh, why don't you try a year at Camphill? And I was a little hesitant. I didn't really know what to expect. My English wasn't great. So I came, and then I came in November. And so school had already started. People had already started to get to know each other. So I really was the new person there. But the house community and also the children that we had in Oak Hill, it was just a very warm welcome, and I just felt right at home. And I wasn't planning on staying. For me, that was really just a one-year thing, just to test it out, see, to figure out what my future is going to bring. And then at the end of the year, I realized that I just had fallen in love with the place and with the student, and I learned, or I realized that I learned so much from the students, from everyone around me, and that I just had to stay another year, which turned out another year, then another year. But here I am still. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk. So I also came, I was 22 or something, 23 when I came, and I guess one of the reasons I wanted to come is because it's America. I wanted to come here. But I also had worked with kids in a camp, in a summer camp before, and I really enjoyed it. And my younger brother's teacher at his school used to be here, or used to work here as a teacher. So I talked to her about what is this place like, and I liked it, so I applied and I came. And I also just kind of wanted to stay for 1 year, although I did start academy right away because I felt like I was too old, so I needed to get things done. And yeah, I think I had a really good house and house parents. Anna really pushed me, and she really offered opportunities for me to, take things on and really lead certain activities, and I felt like I was actually good at those. And and I haven't left since then. And I don't know when I will leave. Not in the future.
Hopefully never.
And then when I entered school, that was really my love. I really love being in school, and it's so crazy and everything happens so fast, but I really like it. And that was my first year.
My first year also, actually, I had Anna Harris in Garden House as my house parent. And I think she is, apart from being an absolutely wonderful woman, I think she's a very good curative educator also, I feel. She would just look at a kid and she would know what needs to be done. And she would also explain us very well as to why we are doing a particular activity with each student. So I think that really inspired me because, take the recycling. But like there's a reason behind why they're doing, each student is doing what they are doing. And I think that really inspired me. So initially, when I was with her, also seeing how much she does, also, and how she manages her time and how she manages her own family and also the family in Garden House, I think that really inspired me also. So that was my 6 months actually when I was there, because that's when I wanted to leave, but I think over the course of 8 years now, 8-9 years that I've been here, I think I've met some truly wonderful people, and the community. I feel like whichever one of you have been here, when you enter the community, there's a different feeling you get, and there's so much warmth and love around us that it makes it easier to work. It doesn't even feel like work sometimes, but it makes it easier.
So you're all in this school at the moment, and we are an anthroposophical school, a Waldorf school, a private school, a school for students with special needs. We're kind of everything mixed together, and still we are our own unique thing. So can one of you, or multiple of you, or all of you talk a little bit how do you adapt the Waldorf curriculum to work with your students? Huh? Maybe not.
Well, I think first you have to, there's two ways. You have to adapt to the individual student while you're teaching, and then you have to adapt to the whole class. So you have to take some time to get to know your class and know your students. And then, this is just speaking from my point of view. And then once you figure out what gets them and what catches them and what engages them, then you can go from there. I'm not going to sit and give you detail by detail how I adapt one thing to the next, but what I do is adapt it to the students that are in my class so that they're able to do as much as they possibly can and enjoy it, number two, and however you can get them engaged, that's how I adapt the curriculum to my class.
It takes a lot of connecting to each individual.
Yes, you need to really understand each student, and you need to know what motivates them and what are the things that they can connect to. Yeah.
Seems like a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. It's actually never ending.
And then also because they are all individuals, we also, connect to different things. We have a wide range of things that you bring, within your main lesson, where, you have a topic and you bring different realms into this topic. So let's say you have a topic of, I don't know, zoology or something, and then you also have maybe a poem about it, and you do beanbags and, some rhyming or some stomping and some, there's all different kinds of ways to bring a certain topic to all the children that you have in your class so that everyone gets something out of the whole,
So it's not like you just copy and paste whatever you did in the previous class.
Absolutely not.
It's art and music and movement.
And I guess in Waldorf, education is really about the development of the child. Like whatever you bring, or whatever is your curriculum, there is a reason why you do like Norse mythology in 4th grade, or you start with fairy tales and I'm a lower school teacher, so I don't really know the high school things. But so it's really about the development of the child and what they are going through in at the age that they are at. And then you try to support that by bringing the curriculum. And then, of course, you have to like individualize it and see what and who can do what and how can they relate to it. There's a lot of movement and hands-on activities and I'm really proud of, and I'm going to share it. My class did ancient Egypt and before the break, and we did a miniature ancient Egypt, like with soil and the river Nile, and then we put grass seeds in there, and the grass grew because in Egypt, when the river floods, that's how the plants grow. And I felt it's such a small thing, but like the kids really enjoyed it, and I thought it was just great that the grass grew. Because I wasn't sure if we were going to, but you can bring these little things.
And it's so rewarding. Huh?
That they can do it, and they all, we water it, we put it together, we look at it each day, and we see how much the grass grew, and yeah.
We always say that like it takes a village for education, and here it's not only about like having a lot of people involved in the education of the child, but also having the village. That it's a huge campus with a lot of different buildings and outdoors, and the education here doesn't happen only at the desk, right? It happens literally everywhere. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, on how it is to integrate the outdoors and the indoors and the different environments for education into your blocks? Do you want to start, Brian?
Yeah, I mean, Beaverton campus has this beautiful woods, which we, whenever if someone is having a difficult time, it's the best place to go for a little walk through the woods. And also, I think when we are doing the blocks, we often build things because hands-on activities is the best way for most of our students to learn. So, going to the woods, sometimes so recently, I'll give my class example, we did the block Civil War, and in that we made the Confederate flag and the Union flag. And for that, what we did, of course, we painted the flags and all that in the classroom, but we wanted the flag pole, and for that we went down. We have a beautiful set of bamboos growing. So we cut down the bamboos, all the students measured the size of the stick, and they cut down that, and then each flag had a flag pole to it. So it's most of our stuff, in fact, is doing outdoor activities.
And I guess it's like, you're only making the pole and the flag. It's such a simple thing, but it takes a long time to actually do it. Like I just remember in third grade, we built a house, and my class did the teepee, and we got the bamboo sticks, and we, put it up. Like it just takes such a long time, but I guess it's not the end result that really matters, but how you do it, the process. Yes.
And how in the process you also work with all these different skills, right? You work with math to actually do the measurement of it. You're using fine and gross motor skills to cut the bamboo and prepare the bamboo, and you're doing some art in there with the flag. So it's how one simple activity kind of puts everything together. I'm just checking here how much our thermometer is going up, and I'm really happy. Like we are in 48% now, $36,253. So thank you so much for who's donating. We are still 52% short of our goal, so please keep donating. We really need your help for our tuition assistance program to guarantee that more people can come and study in our school. And we will be finishing shortly, but one thing that I wanted us to talk a little bit about is arts. Because that's such a big part of all of education, and it's everywhere here in our school. I think that so many places the arts departments are losing their funding, and here we can't even do that because arts is it is our program. Can you talk a little bit about arts in our school and how the students are involved with that all the time? Who'd like to start with this one?
I can start.
You can start. There we go.
And I really appreciate the music here. I'm very fortunate that my class is extremely musical and they connect to music in a very special way. And I think I've seen them grow. I have a student who's nonverbal, and I've seen him, actually want to play the instrument, and he seems so peaceful, and he has this beautiful connection to it that otherwise I don't think in a different place he could have had. And it's just, because it takes him a long time to finally open up, and then he wants to participate. He loves listening to music when we play different instruments, but he also wants to play. And I think it's so beautiful to see that.
Yeah, I mean, another thing, what I also like is with the handwork with Tina. And one of the things I was fascinated about is last year when we had handwork, each student made a wall hanging for their rooms, for their bedrooms. But the whole process of it, the wool comes from the sheep and beaver farm. So we get the wool from there. And then we make it here with most of the stuff that the students can actually touch and feel, and they make it. And it is so beautiful. And at the end of it, when the whole thing is completed, the students have a sense of accomplishment. And that is something very special to see. And I think also just the way, I mean, Tina with all her experience, just the way she does, it's absolutely. So yeah, arts is a big major part of our school.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a student ever that didn't open up to music. So music is huge. It's one of the biggest art genres that we have here. I think the other thing that I really like to do is in a literature block is go get some nice costumes and have them act out whatever we're learning in the classroom, and then it really penetrates. They really start to understand the story, and they love to dress up. So that's a really great tool in the classroom.
And that's what we do, especially in the lower school. I mean, we also did it in the middle school, I guess also high school. But that's really a way to bring also content, through the arts. And yes, we have a beautiful art program with Melanie and the music. But we also do a lot of music within the main lesson too. I think we sing constantly. We have constantly little songs here and there to incorporate into our lesson. And that is also something for the children to really, not just to bring the content together, but for them to just be exposed to that. It just brings such a different, it's just beautiful. And I think that's also a big difference, between a public school and a Waldorf school. Just the singing and the music, and then they now in second grade we learn how to play the flute. It's just one hole, but like up and down, and it's just and the accomplishment and the pride they have, and to create, to create music to songs that we know now. It's Mary Had a Little Lamb, but it's just wonderful. It's so beautiful. Every morning we sing the days of the week, and we have chimes, and even the students that don't sing, they take it in and they can play and they can ring, and even if it's hand over hand, it's just it's very rewarding and wonderful.
And then they remember for years.
Yeah, well,
about
yes.
the song, like they keep singing songs that we sang in first grade. So
And you can never have enough music.
I think we are getting to the end of our streaming, I'm so sorry for the delay, and thank you so much for your patience. Thank you for the continued support. And I think before we finish, can you share, like in a nutshell, what's special about the class that you're teaching this year? It's a difficult one.
What's special about it?
Yeah, you're in 12th grade.
Well, there's a lot of special things.
Yeah,
about
you're
it.
preparing them
That's right.
for their transition.
That's right. And I think the one special thing about the 12th grade is that since I've had them from 9th grade, I've seen them grow and change and mature. And it always amazes me that they really, I don't see it so because I'm so close to it, you know, and then all of a sudden 12th grade comes and I think back on 9th grade and I'm like, oh my gosh, the changes and how much they grew. So that is a very, very special thing about 12th grade. And of course, with this class, the students are, I don't know how to explain them, they're just so, and I don't want to cry or anything, so, but they are a very beautiful group of young men and ladies I have right now. So I'm very proud of them.
So I guess I should have mentioned it before. I only just started taking the 2nd grade. I think this is week number 3 or 4. So we are fairly new to each other, but they're already a very special class, and I hold them dearly in my heart already. You know, jumping from the middle school to lower school, it is quite the jump, but it's so beautiful to see how we at the beginning of something, you know, we've set such a long way to learn things. And they are already, the flexibility of the class to already move from Meadowsweet. We moved all the way from Meadowsweet to the schoolhouse now, where there's everyone together. That's a big change, you know. So yeah, that is very special, and just the way they deal with that, and they take that in and they come. There was just such a smooth transition. That was very special. And another very special thing about this class is that we're growing. We're now 4, and we're hoping to be soon 5 and 6. So yeah, there's many more special things to come in this class, and I'm very excited for this adventure. But I really love them very, very much.
It's literally a class in constant movement. Flora, you have the ones that are becoming teenagers now.
Yes. Well, I would like to start with 1st grade because for me, this class is very special because when I moved to school to be an aide, I started in this class that is now 5th grade, and I was an aide to one of the girls, and I was her aide until 2nd grade, and then in 3rd grade, halfway through the year, I took this class. So I've been growing as a teacher with them, and now they're 5th grade. And yes, they are becoming teenagers, which is a little bit scary to me, but I'm also excited because they are, you know, you can really see this, they're not little girls and boys, but they have their own energy and forces, and they are really, you know, you can see the personalities in the class. And it's a beautiful class, and we just got a new student, a new boy who is also a beautiful child, and I'm just excited to see how they mature and grow until 8th grade. And I also, whenever I talk to people who are new in the class, and I tell them, oh, this, you know, he had a hard time, you know, sitting at his desk in 1st grade, and now and that's when I see that, wow, like he can actually do so much more than he could in 1st grade. Because again, yes, we're so close, and I think that's so beautiful to see that growth.
Ninth grade.
I mean, I feel like I have such a deep connection with this class. So when you have I think when you're in third year academy, you have to do a teaching block. And I did it in 5th grade, and that was Narki's class at that time. And I did ancient Egypt actually.
Ah.
Yeah. So, and then I was again with them in 7th grade, and now I'm with them in 9th grade. Already I feel like I know them so well. We have had a couple of new additions also, so the class is really, we are 11 students, it's amazing. And I already feel like I have seen them grow so much, but now to have an opportunity for like, to be with them for another 4 years and to really see them grow into young men and women, I'm so excited. And it's also very interesting to see the transition from lower school to high school, how they have made it, and I think they're adjusting so well, and they look like a bunch which is like eager to learn. It's a very amazing class. I love that class too much actually.
I love the class too.
I think it's very clear the love that you all have for your students. Like when you're all talking about it, I don't know if you can see from the camera, but the eyes sparkle. And it's really nice. And, I think we are very, very lucky to have all of you as teachers in this school. So thank you for joining. Thank you for the patience for waiting. And thank you all, and we'll see you around. Bye.